So as promised, we're joined in the studio here in Destination Country with the one and only Mr. Johnny Brady, the fastest growing country music star on the music scene at the minute, apparently. Well done, Johnny. How's it been for you? How did you get into country music? Just give us a wee bit of background on you.
Thanks very much, Paddy, for having me here this afternoon, and it's been great. And thanks for the introduction. It's fantastic. Got into country music a long time ago, actually. Going up in very early days. I think it was probably about in the 1980s. My grandfather was a Castle Blaney man, right. And he was actually he was an uncle of Big Tom's. Him and Big Tom's mum, Mary Ann, they were born in the same wee house, a wee place called Shilling Hill, just outside Castle Blaney. And I was lucky enough to be very close to my grandfather, and he would have took me down there. I think it was the early 80s. I went down there as a young child, and Big Tom and Susan McCann and Brian Call, all that kind of stuff would have been what you would have heard on the radio at that time. And my own parents were very much Irish country music fans, and that's where it all started. And by the time I was 15, I got into my first band with two uncles, two brothers of my mother, and it was country. We were doing Daniel O'Donnell stuff and seeing a lot of stuff that we're still doing now today, because I mean, where do you get the Buck Owens and all these artists that are out there, and of course I know you mentioned the very great and late Mr. George Jones. We would have done that kind of thing, and that's where it started for me, and I've been loving country ever since I was a young lad, you know.
So you say you've been on the road for a good 20 years in the music scene. Obviously played in pop bands, rock bands. Country was your real passion, though?
Country was my real passion when I started out, and because I'm from Antrim town, a lot of my friends, like going to school, were listening to, I think I started my first band in the early 90s, and it was a country band, and 3 or 4 years of that it was mostly country, and then we kind of went down middle of the road type of a thing. But at that time, Oasis and all, and a lot of my friends were very much into the indie stuff and that sort of Britpop at the time, and I ended up going down that road for a few years. And of course I did a lot of weddings, did a lot of bars and 1-piece, 2-piece and 4-piece bands, and a lot of experience with working with musicians, and I believe it's been very good for me, you know. Country
scene has really changed over the last couple of years. I remember even whenever I would have been growing up, obviously I'm not that old, like going to dances wasn't really cool for guys whenever I was at school and that there. It's changed a lot now, though.
Well, it seems to, and I know that there's so many great artists out there. I mean, it was one of the reasons I was able to come into this scene myself. Of course, everybody knows Nathan Carter, who really was one of the young lads that first came into the scene that really made that difference for the young ones to come back and release, like taking songs from the likes of the Britpop days of the Green Day song, you know, and making it country and making it a quick step, and it's probably why reasons youngsters like yourself are coming into this game and dancing, and then of course you've got Derek Ryan and all the young artists, Lisa McHugh, and I mean to name a few, there's plenty out there, and I hope I don't like to leave anybody out, and it gives me a chance to come in, and it is very cool. We were in a place called the Mayfly last night, and 18-year-olds are in there last night, and they're just loving it. They're jiving, they're waltzing, they're just loving it, you know. And it's great for me, being in the game this long and still to get in, even to go to a higher level again with music, you know.
So in terms of all them artists that you've just named, like Nathan Carter, Derek Ryan, Lisa McHugh, whereabouts do you rate yourself in the age?
On the age? Well, it's that's you getting your own back on me now. But to be fair, I you know, we've talked about this. I started in the 90s. I'm sure Nathan was probably I don't know what Nathan was doing. He was maybe getting his nappy changed at that point. I don't know, but I consider myself definitely one of the older ones out of that group, without a shadow of a doubt. But
older until you put yourself against the likes of Big Tom. And
well, that's it. I mean, Big Tom's, he's only a couple of years older than me, but he's still able to pack the dance halls. It just goes to show that age is really not important. It's all about what you believe in, and I think that I have as much energy as a lot of the artists out there, and I like to think I'm bringing something great to the table. I've got a great band, and you know, we've got a new album coming out and stuff. So, and our last album done very well. So, and people come to the gigs, and that's all I know. You know, it's just great.
You talked about packing the dance halls by Big Tom out there. In terms of that, you're doing very well with that yourself. You had a great night last night, obviously, in Fermanagh, you told us.
We did. I mean, you know, we're just celebrating 1 year on the road at the moment, and you know, just really the 30th of April was our official date that we came on the road with the band, and we sort of celebrated in a place called Bundoran around 6th early, the first weekend of the month, and we had a great weekend down there. And one thing I'll say, and it was actually Big Tom that told me this thing, was sitting in his kitchen before I came on the road, was he knew I was did a lot of pop and rock, and he says to me, you know, he likes that too, but he says you'll find with that kind of a crowd, they seem to change a lot, where with the country crowd, you'll get a fan. If they like what you do, you get this fan for life, and he has had a lot of people that have followed him for so many years. And I find that the fans that we seem to be getting, young and old, you know, or whatever, they seem to be so good, and they come down, and it's overwhelming to get a weekend that your first kind of weekend that you're running, and you get that support, and you can't even believe that it's that. And now that the 1 year on the road, the dances are definitely, everything's starting to pick up, and we're starting to build a wee bit of momentum, and people are starting to come and see us, and it's just going to take a wee bit of time, but I'm very confident that what we have's, you know, special, and I'm hoping that people are still going to come out and see us, you know, so it's great.
So we did mention earlier on that you're going to do a few acoustic numbers for us, but before that we're going to play one of your videos from a song taken from your last album. Can you introduce it?
It's going to be The Broken Road, isn't it? Well, this is a song that I'm not sure if they wrote it now, but it was one of my favourite bands is a band called the Rascal Flatts, an American band, and I'm a big American, you know, country music fan, and when I got a chance to do this song produced by Jonathan Owens there, and it was a great thing for me. It's one of my favourite songs that I sang on the album, and it's called God Bless the Broken Road, and I hope you like it.
Great song and a great video. Only a Destination Country.
I went down on a narrow way many years ago, hoping I would find true love along the broken road. But I got lost a time or two, what my brow kept pushing through. I couldn't see how every sign pointed straight to you, that every long lost dream led me to where you are. Others who broke my heart, they were like northern stars, warning me on my way into your loving arms. This much I know is true, that God blessed the broken road that led me straight to you. About the years I spent just passing through, I'd like to have the time I lost and give it back to you, but you just smile and take my hand. You've been there, you understand. It's all part of a grander plan that is coming through. Every long lost dream led me to where you are. Others who broke my heart, they were like northern stars, holding me on my way into your loving arms. This much I know is true, that God bless the broken road and led me straight to you. Yeah, and I'm just rolling home into your loving arms. This much I know is true, that God bless the broken road that led me straight to you. That God bless the broken road and led me straight to you. Yeah.
So then, of course, Johnny Brady with a song called "Bless the Broken Road." We're joined back here in the studio live with Johnny. He's going to give us an acoustic song. Johnny, what's this one?
Paddy, this is a song that we're going to have it out. It'll probably be up. It could be up on Facebook, maybe hopefully today or tomorrow. We've just got the video finished. It's a song I wrote myself. I just spoke a wee bit about James Brady, my grandfather, just at the start of the interview there. And this is a song that is personally because it's self-penned, and you know, it's maybe a lot of grandparents out there. They take such an active role now, and with parents back at work, and grannies and grandads sometimes look after kids. I had the time with when I was first born. My mum wasn't overly well, so I got a lot of time with my grandfather and my grandmother as well. And as I say, we did go to Castleblenny, and this is a wee song that I have wrote about my story, you know, about that. And the song was initially entitled I Owe It All to Him, but I'm calling it I Owe It All to You, because I think it's general that a lot of people that you grow up with, and they give you their love and stuff like that there, they make you the person that you are today. So hopefully somebody gets the message in this wee song, and it's one we're going to be releasing now. It's coming out in CD. Hopefully you just get a copy of it, no problem, and I hope everybody likes it. So
Take it away.
Are we ready?
Yeah, go for it. Destinies and Country exclusive.
When I was a little boy, just about 5 years old, took a trip of my lifetime down a country road with my suitcase in my hand. My mother packed my clothes, my granddad was my best friend, and grandma loved us both, telling tears of his childhood. He hadn't much, but it was good, and when he looked into my face, my eyes lit up, and he was taking me home. He's giving me home for the time that we shared. I never will forget. He's taking my hand. He's giving me strength for the man that I am. I owe it all to him. Taking walks of firewood and water from the well. He's chopping sticks and he's telling jokes. I looked up to him, he was my hero, a man of few words, but when he talked I listened, 'cause I had much to learn. He spent all his time with me, I spent mine with him. We walked a country mile together, he's holding my hand. He's taking me home, he's giving me home for the times that we shared. I never will forget. He's taking my hand, he's giving me strength for the man that I am. I owe it all to him. But I can see him looking down on me tonight. I can feel him take my hand. He's taking me home, he's giving me home for the times that we shared. I never will forget. He's taking my hand, he's giving me strength, and for the man that I am, I owe it all to him. It's for the man that I am. I owe it all to him.
Well done, well done. Catchy wee chicken that one there.
Well, it's kind of we just had the Blessed Broken Road on, and as I say, I'm a big fan of American stuff as well, and of course Irish songs as well. And it kind of went for that kind of Rascal Flatts kind of a vibe. But it is a slow song, and the first song we did release of the new album, it was a jive, The Last Thing in My Mind, and the Tom Paxton song, which is a great song, and I thank my manager Brendan actually for picking the song, because it was one I didn't think of myself, and but it has a really catchy chorus, and the band, my own band, went into the studio and played on that song, and we just want to release a song this time that shows, you know, I have wrote songs for a long time, and now that I'm come back to country, I get a chance to write songs that are stories, and bit of meaning and for me, and maybe I'm writing it with a wee bit of selfishness, because it is from my own personal point of view. But there's a lot of grannies and grandads out there, as I say, and kids that have a massive relationship with those, and I hope that everybody likes it. That's just my sort of stripped back version of it, the way that I wrote it initially. And
classy song, really catchy tune.
Thanks very much, I appreciate it. Cheers.
So obviously you've got a young family and all, and you're on the road a lot. How's that?
Well, I tell you, it's tough. I mean, I have a young family, but first and foremost, my wee son, he's only just 9 months. His name's Shay, and my wee daughter Freya, she's just coming 4, and my lovely wife Tony as well. She's been a great support. And before I came on the road as a country artist, we knew that there was going to be a lot of miles on the road and a lot of time. It eats up a lot of your home time as well. And we had a good talk about it. And Tony knows my passion for being in bands, and I've always been in a band from I've met her from. I'm with Tony 12 years now, and we're married 8 years. So she's stuck me this long, and I think she's maybe gonna stick it out a wee bit longer, hopefully. And they're a great support to me and an inspiration to me as well. And they say behind every man there's a good woman. So I believe that, and also I believe that behind every artist there's a great team. And for maybe people that can't just see her off camera just right now at the moment, we've got Elaine there with me, and a great team. So it's
you just bagged yourself some brownie points today.
There. That's what it's all about. You need to get some brownie points in order to, you know, they do so much for me, and you know, I don't believe I can do it without them, and the band and that kind of thing. And you're in the next to the radio stations.
So you have already mentioned that we spoke about the Brady Bunch. We're going to bring in Elaine now. Come on in here, Elaine.
Oh, come on.
Elaine landed to the studio with jam donuts today, and we hadn't even got milk to make her a cup of tea.
Come on over for a wee.
Come on over here.
Bring your chair over. Come on.
Stop nipping me. She always grabbed me like that.
This is Elaine, folks.
Elaine's from Banbridge. Elaine, tell us how you and Johnny hooked up.
How we got together. I'm good friends with Denise, who looks after Nathan Carter. And when Johnny was going out on the road, they were looking for someone to look after his fan club. So
you're actually the fan club president?
I look after the fan club, yeah.
And you're from?
Banbridge.
See that
town in the county down.
That's it. Star of the county down.
So Johnny, tell us a wee bit about the Brady Bunch. You've praised them already, and just tell us.
Well, the Brady Bunch, lucky to get that name because it just worked in so well with the whole thing, and that kind of took off. You know, Elaine was, Elaine is great for bringing up these wee slogans as well, and all these things. She does so much more than just the fan club, and she's on Facebook, and a lot of the fans know about know Elaine as well as they know nearly anybody else in the band, and she would travel a lot with us in the north and stuff, and just the Brady Bunch is kind of something they come up with because it takes everybody out there on the road, and ourselves, the whole team, and the team that I have are behind me 100%, and they seem to be going the extra mile, and hopefully as everything grows for us, and we can keep the team together. You know, it seemed, and I feel very lucky to have that team, as I said, behind every artist. And I'm sure if you talk to a lot of the other ones as well, we mentioned the guy there a wee while ago, Sean Core, Derek Grant. You know, Derek's got a great team as well, and I know a lot of the boys in the band with Derek, and you know, he's a great fella too. And it's important for you because you try to spend so much time with the country music fans and stuff, but having a team that also can take that load as well, that you know, and make people feel special, because without the country fans, of course, you know, we can't go on the road, and we can't do albums, and we can't do anything really. So it's important to have this team, and I'm very lucky to have them. You know,
seen some photographs from the Johnny Brady first anniversary weekend in Lindore, and a few ladies wouldn't look out of place in LA with the shades and all going on.
Miss Linda Murphy might have something to say to you about that.
Beverly Hills, aren't they?
Exactly.
Beverly Hills,
Exactly.
90210, I tell you. In the mornings, anyway, I don't know.
How did the weekend go for you?
The weekend was fantastic. I mean, the support we got was overwhelming. The Saturday night was amazing. We sold out the hotel, and I think Peter and Paddy down there, at the Ellingham. I mean, Ellingham's one of the best gigs in the country, without a shadow of a doubt. They call it the Nashville of country music, and it's got such an atmosphere in that room. Which I love playing. It was one of the first Saturday nights that I did when I came on the road, and I did it with Lisa McHugh actually, and I came out, there was this massive crowd, and I couldn't believe it. There's still you get a wee bit of nerves and the excitement, and I think that's probably why sometimes I'll be so energetic on stage that just at times I do be a bit nervous and stuff. But the Ellingham was a great weekend, and such good fans came out to see us, and a lot of them stayed. We'd almost a couple of hundred in on the Sunday, and we had kids in on the Sunday as well, and we had actually got a couple of pictures of a wee tiny. She was only 6 or 7 months, and and that's where it's all starting now. And you were saying that if the young ones are coming up through that age gap with the country music, it's only going to grow bigger and bigger. So it's great,
Exactly. So a great weekend, a great year on the road. Looking forward to a good night tonight. I'm
looking forward to a great night tonight in the Mourne. The Mourne country has always been a great gig for me from the first night that we played there. Like the thanks to John Campbell for having us down there, and all the venues are 100% behind us and giving us great dates for next year, and it's about building all the time, and it's a great dance hall. It's in one of those older halls. It has that wee bit of character about it as well, and it's got a great stage and plenty of room for me, and the boys love it, and I believe it's going to be a great night tonight.
Hopefully there's a lot to talk about anyway. Big thank you to Johnny and to Elaine for joining us here in studio today. We're going to sign up with your last song.
Well, Paddy, thanks very much for having us here today. You've got a great setup here and really made me feel welcome. And
we'll get the tea. We'll get the tea.
We'll get the tea. I'm not sure how to tea it, but I'm sure you make a great cup of tea. That's one thing about Ireland. You always get that here. I think the next song we're going to do is a song that has been great for us, and I think it's one of the real good old school classic Irish country quick steps that's on the album, and it best describes myself. I think Elaine and the whole team, Linda and Brendan, and of course all my band as well, and the country fans that come out, because it says it's up the jive these days for all the young ones that are coming out there.
I actually have a question on my interview. You're never going to guess who wrote my interview. The question is, do you think #UpTheJive has helped promote country music, and isn't the girl who came up with it just great?
I think
apparently our co-host actually is taking credit.
I have to just say I think it is. I think it's something that is definitely promoting the music, and it's something that the young ones are catching into because of the fact that it's kind of modern. It's a modern sign of a slogan. And I mean, when it first was mentioned, we use it a lot on Facebook, and I would say it every night at the gigs as well.
About it.
And everybody's commenting about it, and fair play, for coming up with it. I think it's great, and it's class. But as I say, this new song is all about that. It's here for a good time, and I hope that's what everybody's going to have tonight.
So we're looking forward to your new album. Have you any release dates for it yet?
We're hopefully going to be the first week in June. We're just slightly behind on the schedule of the album because we put a few new things in, and always with albums things change as you go along, and plus when we putting in the original song as well, it was something we were a wee bit worried about putting in the original material, but you have to be true to yourself, and trying to be Johnny Brady anyway, and that's what I am, and I believe there's some great quick steps and some good modern songs in that album as well. So it's going to be 1st of June. We've got some great launch nights coming up as well. We've got Nathan on board, and Derek is going to be coming on board as well for the northern one, and that's the other artists as well. But it's great that the boys are giving me their support, and I think it's going to be. It looks like it's going to be some really good nights in front of us. I'm really excited.
Okay, well, we've been to a couple of shows. Great singer, and you definitely put on a great show. Very energetic on stage, climbing top of speakers and all the rest.
Well,
Johnny Brady, we look forward to hearing you tonight in the Mourne Country Hotel.
Thank
you for joining us here in Destination Country, and thank you to you, Liam.
Thank you.
Tabor Country. Up the jive.